Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, Princetontrader.com, here with your Thursday morning market webcast. Okay, let's start with the daily chart. There have been a lot of discussion about the 43 area. That's the weekly pivot. It's the 9-day simple moving average. It had been resistance for about 3 days. The bears were able to push yesterday as low as 28.03, down below this 28.20. We talked about all these tests. 20 to 43 had really been a trading range. Well, they finally got it together and broke it. They followed up on the overnight weakness, and they were able to break it, get it down to 28.03. What happens after that? Well, they reject up off of 28.03. They come back up here and test it midday, but then they lose it. They close barely over it. And then you had some China news last night that popped the market. You had higher low here, 26s hold, and now you're up testing the daily mid-band in the 28.32 area, and you're trying to go up over the top. For all of those reasons, it's my feeling that it is very likely that we go ahead and retest the top end of the range, the weekly pivot, the 9-day simple, all up at 28.43. It's what's next. It really is. You get up over the top of this 37.25 high from the 7 o'clock hour. Where else exactly are we headed? It needs to fail here. It really needed to fail here. It hasn't. So it's going to have to test up here and see if it can head back down again. If it can't, then it opens up that upside. So a false break of the trading range, and now we're right back into it. So great volatility, some great trades, some great opportunities yesterday. What did we do? I missed the overnight trade. We talked about that yesterday morning in the webcast. I live on the East Coast. If big things happen at 3 in the morning, chances are I'm going to be asleep. And the key for that, just as basically your trading psychology, take on all that is, that stuff's going to happen to everybody, okay? If it does, you can't wake up all FOMO'd and upset and wanting to chase and revenge and all these horrible things that enter into your mind. It's the best time to take a step back, see what the market wants to do, look for an opportunity and do that. So it looked like it wanted to go up off the open. It really didn't want to. We ended up having to flip into a short, and then we caught a really nice run from 28.22 in down to the lows. And took a nice 16 handle runner, and 12 handles later on the trade, what you miss overnight doesn't look so bad. But if you jump in and you're chasing stuff, chances are you will be the low, and that will complicate an already difficult mental state from waking up down 30 handles. Because I was upset. We were talking about weekly pivot all week long. Goes back up, hits the 43, and down goes Frazier. So it's that stuff's gonna happen, and you gotta forgive yourself for having a life. You gotta forgive yourself for sleeping, and move on to the next trade, because the next trade will always reveal itself. So we were long yesterday. We were long last night. We caught the China pop, and now basically. My feeling is if we're going to live over the daily mid-band, you need to be long above that. If it converts it back into resistance, then you need to be short below that. So right now we're long against the daily mid-band, and I'll be interested to see if it can pop up over the top and run a little bit. So that's where we are. That's the key area to watch. You got to watch 32, 43 on the up, and then if they push down, you got to look at daily pivot into the hourly mid. So call that 23 to 26. All right, everybody have a good one. We'll be out on social, and come check us out. Until then, talk to you. Trade them well. Follow us over on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Princeton Trader. Check us out on Facebook, and join us for a free trial at www.princetontrader.com. Trade them well.